Hello. Welcome to episode 17. Good morning,
Hi.
Dianne.
Oh, sorry.
And Sally.
Dianne, we've got some special guests with us tonight.
Yes, we do.
We're here with the ladies from the Dumb Love podcast, Jennifer O'Neill Smith and Sally Brooks. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you very much for coming on and doing this with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. It's just some more quarantine activities to keep us busy. No, but I'm glad to be doing this with you guys. And we love Dianne. She's been a big supporter of the podcast. I feel like she's like a third member, kind of.
No.
Right? Yeah.
Tell us about Dumb Love. I listened to a couple of episodes this morning. It's a great podcast.
Oh, yeah? Oh, thank you. Sally, do you want to?
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, I'm just going to sit quietly, I think. And
Do you want to do something, Sally?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll pick up the slack. So it is a podcast about the dumb things people do for love. And, you know, every week we do a couple of quick stories that are usually in the news, and they're usually about like dumb criminals or people who marry ghosts or something to do with relationships. And then we do a true crime story that has love at its core, or what was used to be love at its core.
Relationships, yeah.
Yeah. Poisoning their wives or husbands, you know, that kind of thing. A lot of insurance, money scams. And then we always end the podcast with a true love story. And so just so we can end on a positive note, because we are both big true crime fans, but I think we both got a little, just like a little burnout on all of the kind of negative, you know, just taking in so much that we were like, we want to do something that's like generally positive, but also we want to talk about murder.
But also true crime.
Yeah.
Need a story or two that doesn't end in the morgue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the reason I picked this song is because it has a little bit of both. Like, obviously there's a crime, but it's also about the true love of these two girlfriends. So
Right.
a little bit of both in this one.
And they're very celebratory about this murder.
Yeah.
So it's very
We can at times veer towards that, which is
Yep.
You want to get into it?
Okay, do you want to start with the lyrics first?
I think we ought to. Today we are doing Goodbye Earl by the Dixie Chicks.
Yay.
Go back in
Oh
your
my
mind.
gosh,
so
1999. Are you a big Dixie Chicks fan?
No.
No?
I don't dislike them. As far as like country bands go, I would prefer to listen to them over other country bands at that time. I like old country, but country in the late 90s, it was really getting lost on me. But the Dixie Chicks were a little different.
Yeah, they definitely were. They were doing a good job of bringing like the sneer back into it.
Yeah.
They brought some legitimacy to it. They had to call themselves the Dixie Chicks
Right.
to underline the point. But we're not going to be anything other than good Southern women. Goodbye Earl. Marianne and Wanda were the best of friends all through their high school days. Both members of the 4-H club, both active in the FFA. I always feel like I'm like in grade school, like reading like Shel Silverstein or Roald Dahl poems.
Yeah, I like it. It's I like the spoken word. We could snap along, you know.
You get thumped.
Do
Yeah.
you guys know what the FFA is? Are you guys?
We have
I
that.
think it has something to do with
Sure.
farming.
Yeah, Future
Is it?
Farmers of America.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
The 4-H. What are the 4-H's?
Oh, I know. Horses, horticulture,
Yeah. I'm not saying I know.
homemaking.
Mm-hmm.
Hell and
And-
damnation.
There you go.
Is it
Isn't
homemaking? Is homemaking one of them?
Oh, I literally have no idea. I was
Me
just,
either. I don't know. I'm
I
gonna-
always thought the
Go ahead.
4-H club was something religious. Is it not?
I probably should have looked that
We
up.
should probably Google it. I thought it was like
I bet it
very
has some
Jesus-y.
connotations,
Yeah.
but not exclusively religious.
I
4-H
think maybe you
club
just thought that because kids who were in 4-H were probably also going to church. Like this is just, I think it's just a agriculture club, right? People raise like calves and I don't know. I never heard of it until I went to college, and I went to college in Indiana and everybody was in 4-H and the FFA. So
Oh wait. So it stands for head, heart, hands, and health.
We
So,
are
It was
I
really
guess-
close.
soft city folk, are we not?
Yeah, no idea.
You're just using these generalizations almost like I bet it's this.
Thought you had to like, wear promise rings for your virginity and promise yourself to the Lord.
To
what I
review, the
thought.
4-H Club is the background of America, and we've all been lifelong members.
Oh, okay.
They're both members of the 4-H Club and both active in the FFA. After graduation, Marianne went out looking for a bright new world. Wanda looked all around this town, and all she found was Earl.
Dirty Earl.
Everyone knows that story. Like some people leave high school and go on and do bigger things. Some people stick around and be like, what do I have to choose from?
Mhm.
Some people do both. It's possible to go out into the world and just get immediately slapped right back to your hometown. That can happen too, and there's nothing wrong with it. If it happens to you, there's no reason to hang on to guilt and shame about it for a decade and a half.
LA is not for everybody, Ben.
It certainly wasn't for me.
Hey, neither's New York. Don't worry, Ben. Don't worry. New York City's not for everybody either.
I tried that. I stayed in New York for 1 whole month and came right back.
Really?
I moved everything. I quit my job, sold my car.
Hmm.
Corbin and I decided to do long distance. I left my dog, and I spent 1 whole month there and was like, that's enough. Coming back.
Really?
Yep.
Was it just too much, like too busy and crazy, or
I love New York City.
smelly?
No, I did get sick of smelling human urine every day. Every
Yeah.
single day. I got
Yeah,
get
that
you.
wears on you.
It wasn't
Yeah.
the city. It was, I made a mistake leaving Corbin and my dog. I missed them more. I
Aww.
couldn't do long distance the way I thought I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you try to move?
So that was nice of him to let you go
Sorry.
for it.
It
Oh,
was
sorry.
it was nice of him, but I think he thought like this is the end. She's leaving me, and I never once thought that, and it immediately started crumbling our relationship, and I was like, I'm not going to let this happen. So, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things you don't know till you get there. I thought I needed it. All my friends, I moved with like Sarah Talamash and our friend Lucas and Paul Odo, and it was it was one of those things where I thought I had to be in New York and continue doing improv and comedy. And once I got there, I realized, no, I don't. I can do it in Houston still.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm
And you
so
got a
sorry
call?
No, it's I'm in my husband's office, and he has this weird landline that every once in a while it'll ring.
It's
But
fine.
it's like, I don't think anyone has this number.
You call and be like, Zach's phone. I'm sorry. He's not available. Can I
What
take a
if
message?
it's Jesus and he didn't like that we were making fun of his clubs?
Jesus has the landline.
Sorry
This is
about
Zach's
that,
phone. I'm
guys.
sorry. If you don't have his cell phone number, it's because he doesn't want to talk to you. Thank you.
Okay, let's keep going.
So Wanda looked all around this town, and all she found was Earl. So here's Earl making his entrance, and it ain't exactly grand.
Mm-mm.
All she found was Earl. So that's the first thing we know about Earl, is that he sucks. Well, it wasn't 2 weeks after she got married that Wanda started getting abused.
Start getting smacked around.
She put on
I
dark
know.
glasses, long sleeve blouses, and makeup to cover her bruises. So bad in a hurry.
Yeah.
Earl wasted no time. He wasn't.
Yeah.
How does it happen? How did like Wanda and Earl? How did they even get together in the first place?
Yeah, how does Earl, do guys just do that the way girls like pretend they love blowjobs until you get married?
I'm not gonna beat you. I'm not gonna beat you. I'm not gonna. You're wearing my ring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's 9 times out of 10 that's what happens. They start out sweet and nice, and then they end up. Or sometimes a lot of girls go for bad boys, but they don't realize like how bad they are.
Yeah.
They think that it's just like a tortured soul that they can fix, and then they realize that they're deeply disturbed and violent.
That's something
So-
that men do too. Like I know. I've been through periods of. There are men who recognize that they're tortured souls, and they go looking for a woman to save them.
No.
Oh, they do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah, I had this thought about the bad boy thing. last night, like, why do girls like the bad boys? And I had one theory, is that the bad boys always present themselves as tough, and there's some kind of weird safety in toughness, like he will protect me.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Also, I have a friend who, I like her. He's not abusive, but there's a friend who is married to someone who just typically doesn't get along with anyone else. Like, he is a loner. And everybody's just, you know, he's a nice person. He just doesn't like really like other people. But she said that what makes her attracted to him and what makes her like, she loves the fact that it makes her feel special, that he hates everyone, but he loves her. So I wonder if like an abusive relationship, which I feel bad because I shouldn't compare the two, but in an abusive relationship with a bad boy, maybe it just makes some girls feel special because this like bad boy who hates the world and blah, 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 like wants them, you know?
Yeah, he's saving his affections entirely for you.
that's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the same reason people say they love cats.
I don't love cats.
Cats will be like shitty to everyone except the one person they choose to love.
Yeah. That's a really good comparison.
I think it's exactly the same.
Knocking things off the table,
Yeah.
showing your butthole at inappropriate times. Abusive boyfriends are exactly the same.
Clawing your eyes out.
Raying at you in the middle of the night, never wanting to go to sleep.
Shitting in your shoes. All right.
Well, she finally got the nerve to file for divorce. She let the law take it from there. But Earl walked right through that restraining order and put her in intensive care. That's a shocking line. But just
Is
like,
it? I don't think it's very. I think it's like, is it? Is it then? Sorry.
How it moves the story forward.
Is that male privilege that you've never heard that before?
It sounds like a pretty typical story to me, Ben.
If you listen to enough Dumb Love podcast, you know.
It is jarring though when you're listening to the song, because the song is very upbeat.
Yes.
And very sing-songy, obviously, but it's like, and then it's like, you're not expecting that line at all.
She's about to get away. She's about to fix the problem. Then all of a sudden the problem gets infinitely worse in 10 words.
Yeah.
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 But that is, I mean, that is when, not to be, you know, I do work with legal aid, and that's like when women are trying to leave is the scariest time. That is when that's why they have like safety plans before somebody leaves, because when you're about to leave that is when most like murders and any like kind of like really awful abuse happens.
Yep.
All right. Is that too real?
On
No,
your
no.
50th episode, that's exactly what happened. Like,
Yeah.
he was like gonna leave him, and he's like, okay, time to kill you now. Or
Yeah.
try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's the other side of tough guys, though, right? Like, I'll protect you from everyone else in the world, but who's going to protect you from me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you who. Marianne will. Right away, Marianne
That's right.
flew in from
Best
Atlanta
Fran.
on a midnight flight. She held Wanda's hand, and they worked out a plan, and it didn't take them long to decide that Earl had to die.
Yeah.
Earl, actually.
Earl.
Earl? I don't have a particularly southern Earl.
Sally, where's your Earl?
Earl.
Arr.
I'm from the Midwest, so
I'm
like,
from New York, but I live in Atlanta. Yeah.
yeah.
We're not really good representation of.
Well, I love
Southern
hearing the fake Texas accent over the real ones too.
Oh yeah.
Earl's easy for me. Earl had to die.
That was very
man.
like Southern Belle.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Earl. Those black eyes. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, I think it's like, wasn't the whole thing about when they said they made disparaging remarks about George Bush after Goodbye Earl? So it was like their, you know, conservative listeners and followers were like totally on board for all of this.
Right.
But like, well, yeah, he had to die, and but they just said like one thing about George Bush, and then they were like burning their CDs in parking lots.
And didn't they say it while they were in Europe? Like they went away to Europe and then said something bad about their current president, and like conservative Americans were like, fuck you.
Yeah, I think it was. Because I think they just said we're not very proud of our president right now or something like that. And then everybody went ape shit.
Yeah. Which, like you say, is crazy because they're the Dixie Chicks and they're writing songs like this.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
You know, they were stand-up opinionated women. How do you then turn around?
Yeah. Country music has a hold, especially back then, a clutch on like, we are conservative. There is no,
right.
Some of us lean this way, some lean that way, which they actually did. I mean, that band Alabama was a big outspoken, like liberal country music band, but it's just not the norm.
I am absolutely sick of these rich, spoiled celebrities from Nashville telling me how to live my life.
The Australian celebrities in Nashville. They're like from Australia. But then they come in and they tell us how to live our lives.
Canadians.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's happening in America? We have to import our dusty country boys now. Manufacturing country stars overseas.
Outsourcing.
Goodbye, Earl. Those black-eyed peas, they tasted all right to me, Earl.
Stop right there. Those black-eyed peas, they tasted all right to me. Dumb Love Podcast ladies, how do most women kill their husbands?
We like to say poison everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I have to stop myself from doing poison themed crazy stories because there's so many, and then I'll like start on a story and then I'll get like mostly through it and then I find out it was poison. I'm like, well, can I do another poisoning? Like last week I did poisoning, the week before that, and the week before. It's crazy how many people crazy. Yeah.
And what is it's always like cyanide.
Yeah, and one time it was it was like there was a husband who was like ordering poisonous mushrooms offline and then developing his own crazy poisons, and the only thing that could, you gotta listen to it, but the only thing that could reverse the damage was this like pigment in called Prussian blue, which is a pigment in paint. That was such a crazy episode.
That's a great episode.
Yeah.
I told my husband about that episode.
Yeah.
Find that episode number and I'll tell it after we finish here because that's a great episode.
I think that one is called Poison Everywhere. Okay. That's when we were like, there's a lot of poison happening.
It's always poison and insurance money. It's always poison and insurance or other woman, but usually insurance.
How does someone find cyanide? I'm asking for a friend I want to kill.
God, I don't know. I mean, I think you could order anything online these days.
Yeah. Have you not heard of the dark web?
Also, just rat poison, I think.
Yeah, rat poison is a good one. Common one. Not to give advice.
That one's Sally's favorite.
That's my fave. But I love a rat poison.
I like it too because it's available. But like we don't have brute strength over men. It's kind of our only option, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
That's a really good point.
Besides a gun.
Well, you could always kill us in our sleep. That is definitely a fear that we have.
Oh, do you fear the fluffy pillow death?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think then women fear like the man waking up and overpowering you. So just, we're cooking for you. So we're just gonna slip it in.
Oh my gosh. Like no wonder Corbin gets out of bed a lot at night.
If you like find your pillows under the bed, you're like, why is he always hiding my pillows? He's just being smart, Dianne. He's just being smart.
He tells me, he's like, I just couldn't sleep. I'm like, oh, I realize it's anxiety. Then I'm going to kill you in your sleep. Okay. All right. Black Eyed Peas, they tasted all right to me, Earl. Go ahead.
You're feeling weak? Why don't you lay down and sleep, Earl? Ain't it dark wrapped up in that tarp, Earl? That's another moment where the song just advances all of a sudden.
Yeah.
No time fluffing up or building up what's gonna happen. They just keep being like, bam, he put her in a chair. Bam,
Yeah.
they put him in a tarp.
But really, do we need to know the, I love it. I'm like,
called Earl's Cliffs Notes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of concise writing, and this really speaks to me.
I would think that they would spend more, I guess we're going to get into that in a minute, but I would think that they would spend more time explaining the murder or the details of the murder than they do their farm stand that they created.
They're jealous. It seems like that was not even the point of the song.
Yeah. They're just talking about their farmer's market.
But that's like everybody is like, well, if in some random way, like, we were all single again, what would we do with our lives? And like, that's probably where they started. And they were like, who cares about how the guy dies? But
we got to sell this jelly. Okay.
The cops came by to bring Earl in. They searched the house high and low. Then they tipped their hats and said, "Thank you, ladies. If you hear from him, let us know." Well, the weeks went by and spring turned to summer and summer faded to fall. And it turns out he was a missing person who nobody missed at all. Love that.
Love that.
That's a great line.
That's the best part about the song, where you realize Earl wasn't one of these guys that's, got a buddy on the police force or on the courts. Nobody liked Earl. No one gave a shit that he's gone.
No, that's why you gotta have friends.
Yep.
Earl.
So the girls bought some land at a roadside stand.
Oh, right, that too.
109. They sell Tennessee ham and strawberry jam, and they don't lose any sleep. They don't lose any sleep at night because Earl had to die.
Yep.
Goodbye, Earl.
That line.
This is basically the end. We need a break. Let's go out to the lake, Earl. We'll pack a lunch and stuff you in the trunk, Earl. Is that all right? Good. Let's go for a ride, Earl. The end.
All of this could have been avoided had they just come up with the idea to sell jam when they were trying to figure out what to do with their lives in the beginning.
Can't figure these things out at graduation, I guess.
But did you guys? You're not thinking about jam right when you graduate, I guess. It takes a couple of years for that to settle.
You would have missed out on a great bonding moment. Like, I don't think anything will bring two people closer together like getting rid of a body.
Exactly.
That is glue. That is God's glue right there. That relationship will stay strong.
I love it. You know what I love the most about this song? It was written by a man. Did you see that?
Was it?
No, that's cool.
So listen to this fun fact. It was written by Dennis Lindy, I guess that's how you say it, who is best known for writing the 1972 Elvis Presley hit Burning Love.
Really? Well, I like both of those songs.
Lindy had written several songs that included a character named Earl, most notably The Queen of My Double-Wide Trailer by Sammy Kershaw. And the track was an effort to kill off the character, finally. And Lindy played acoustic guitar on the Dixie Chicks recording of the song. So, fun fact.
So who was Earl in his life that pissed him off so bad?
I know,
my God. What if you had an enemy that just continually wrote songs about killing you and they kept being like hits? And you would have to keep he built his career of writing songs about killing you.
Yeah, the guy's actual name was like Burl, and he knew Dennis.
You're not fooling anyone with this Burl character.
He's telling everybody, this is about me, and they're like, shut up, Burl. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I like the idea of like the frustrated writer in Dennis Lind, like learning to hate the Earl character he's created more than the Earl in real life. You know what I mean? Like he's like,
yeah.
Songs about this fucking guy.
Or if they were like really good friends and he just kept writing these songs and it was just a conversation they never had, like something going on? Did I do something? Yeah. And he was just like, what? It's just something about a guy named Earl. That would be funny.
The song stirred some controversy for its take on spousal abuse and was banned by several male radio programmers. So there was some people who didn't love it.
Several
I'm
males.
not surprised. I mean, I'm all for it, and I think that, like, you know, obviously I'm against domestic violence, and but I like, it's a kind of a shocking song. It's kind of a heavy song. I'm not surprised. I was a little bit surprised that it became so broad stream. Yeah.
I mean, I think it was their
Or
big
mainstream,
first
I
hit,
guess,
right?
is what I'm trying to say.
We gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
I think they had some other bigger hits before this.
Did they?
And I can't think of one off the top of my head, but yeah.
Yeah, this one's off their second album, so they were already pretty well established when they did it.
Yeah.
And they got to do it.
Maybe it's just, I like to think of things in terms of what I knew. So I'm like, it was their first hit. It's the one that I heard first. So.
Let's talk about the video.
It stars Jane Krakowski, who's making her second appearance on our podcast.
I know.
In as many episodes. And Dennis.
What else was she in?
She was in, no, I was making fun of Eddie Vedder. Like, I was wondering, like, because Jane Krakowski is Jenna Maroney from 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always doing, like all of her intros are always like she comes in singing, "Have you heard my voice?"
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Eddie Vedder is probably the male version of Jenna Maroney.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, she's doing a lot of music videos, I guess. Yeah, and Lauren Holly's in it too.
Yes, from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And
That's
Dennis
crazy.
Franz plays Earl, and Dennis Franz is obviously loving playing. He's having such a good time chewing the scenery.
This was fun. And for people who don't know, because I didn't watch NYPD Blue or Hill Street Blues, but he is the actor from those.
That's what's missing in your heart.
I know. I don't watch like CSI or any. I need to maybe watch some of these now.
Dennis Franz, did you ever see the episode of The Simpsons, the Venus Gummy DeMilo episode?
No.
Homer Bad Man. He goes to like a candy convention and he steals like the Venus Gummy DeMilo, and as he's taking the babysitter home, the babysitter sits on it, and as she's getting out of the car, Homer reaches over and tries to pull it off of her butt, and that's Homer reaching over and grabbing a young lady's ass.
Okay.
So then it turns into Homer Simpson as a sexual abuser, and the
Oh,
whole town
shit.
hates him. But Dennis Franz plays Homer Simpson in the TV movie on The Simpsons.
Oh my God.
So it's like Dennis Franz spent like the late 1990s just playing abusive guys in bit roles.
Just to get, yeah, okay.
Just because he looks so much like the part.
Does he just look like an asshole? Is that the Dennis Franz
You've
look?
never seen Sipowicz? Sipowicz.
Well, I remember this video now, so yeah, okay. Yeah.
He's the bald-headed New Yorker with kind of like the long hair on the sides, and
Yes.
the long, like subway driver mustache.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he looks like an abuser, and is clearly loving playing into that type.
Yeah, this video is hilarious. It's shot as a comedy.
Yeah.
It should be, yeah. I mean, I guess it shouldn't be. I don't know.
No, it should be. It's a funny
Like,
song.
it's a funny song.
Well, it's weird because it's shot as a comedy, but there are like the scene where she runs to the hospital and Jane Krakowski's face is bugged. And it's like, it's really like just the juxtaposition of the lively music and the fact that this is a comedy
Right.
and her face, it's like, ugh, it feels weird,
Hold on.
right?
Hold on, my dog's barking. Maggie, come here. I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, you would think since it was such a lighthearted video that they would just put her in some sunglasses or something, but they put some stage makeup on her. Like she got fucked up by him.
I think they straight up
Dude,
do it. Like if I had to guess what order it went in, they probably went like okay, we have to make the song lively and upbeat. We have to make the video kind of a joke. Otherwise, people are going to accuse us of advocating premeditated murder. And then I think once they got into making it, they must have said, well, we like Jane Krakowski's makeup and performance has to be sincere. Because like we'll make a joke out of this situation in order to get it on the air. But once it's on the air, we damn sure want to make sure the message gets through.
No, yeah.
that's a good point.
I think it's
Very, very astute.
I will say, I don't even know you guys in person, but if I saw one of you looking as bad as she looked, I would be like, let's plan his murder. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Earl has to die.
Earl has to-
Yeah.
let's poison some black-eyed peas.
Yep.
Which seems like a strange thing to be eating in your trailer.
Not to me. I
No?
love Black Eyed Peas.
It's also like a Southern New Year's Day tradition. I don't know if it's everywhere, but my mom always made them for New Year's Day.
Black Eyed Peas for good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it was New Year's Day.
Mhm.
Well, also maybe it's black-eyed peas.
Oh, I
Gave
like
her
that.
black eye.
Oh.
know what I mean?
Do you
So-
know that? That's
Black
deep,
eye.
Jen.
Yeah, chew on that, Earl. Take it. I was gonna ask. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, Ben. You're the only guy in the room. This is song, like, no one gave a shit that Earl's dead, and like, are you like, hey, wait a minute, what if a guy put out a song about murdering his wife? Would it be as celebrated? Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, it has been. I mean,
It
like
has
I was thinking,
Yeah,
like I mean, Eminem made a career out of it. Like,
yeah.
like it's definitely the reaction would be different. Like I think the guy's feet would be held to the fire, and it would turn into the guy making himself the defiant rebel. You know,
Right.
saying like, oh, as an artist, I get to imagine whatever it is that I want to imagine. I don't think it would be nearly as well received.
Yeah.
Certainly a man certainly couldn't write a song about killing his wife and turn it into like a rah happy tune.
The only one I will say, and I don't know if anybody knows it, my husband knows it and sings it to me all the time because he thinks it's fun. It's Guns N' Roses Used to Love Her. And the line is, I used to love her, but I had to kill her. And then it's like something like, she's 6 feet underground and I can still hear her complain.
Oh, God.
Which I think is super funny.
It's funny when your loving husband sings it to you.
Right.
He'll just play it really loud and look at me.
I think that they probably could pull it off in a like comedy if the woman was abusing the man or did something terrible to the man.
Yeah.
But whereas Eminem was just like, this is my bitch wife and I'm gonna fucking kill her. But like he never talks, like, you know, she never did anything to him. He just
Right.
wanted to murder her for no reason.
I'm
If
okay
I'm
with
not
it.
mistaken, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge,
Yeah.
I don't know everything, but I'm okay with it if I know the backstory because, you know, men can beat women, but women have ways of being abusive that's like, I'm going to fuck your friends, you know?
Yeah.
Which is evil. I mean, we're manipulative because we don't have the brute force. We have to get really manipulative and we can be quite evil too.
But that's only true so far. Like what story could you ever hear of a woman manipulating a man that results in her being severely beaten that you'd be like, well, she got what she deserved?
I think we've told them a few.
Yeah.
Or are there?
You
Well,
give us an example.
can you think of one, Sally?
Yeah, I just a lot.
I mean, I think we honestly, like, I don't think we've ever justified a woman getting murdered. You know what I mean? Like, but when she goes to jail or gets caught for
Right.
doing where like her plans being foiled or she gets caught for what she did, then, you know, we've definitely taken the man's side plenty of times, but I don't think we've ever celebrated if a woman was hurt
Right.
or died. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. I was thinking of, I mean, but this is again a woman murdering a woman, or not murdering, but killing a man. Was there was one where this woman, her name was Susan something. Do you know?
Oh yeah,
Where her husband hired Kuhnhausen, where he hired someone to come kill his wife, and she ended up killing the attempted murderer. Yeah. And we were like, fuck yeah.
Well, yeah, that was self-defense. That's
it was
why
self-defense,
we were
right?
Excited. Yeah. But it's not like a woman we've never had a story where a woman did terrible things to her husband or
right, and
like
then
partner,
he killed her.
And then she died, and then we were like, yeah. I don't think that's ever happened.
True. I think in real life we don't celebrate anyone's death, but in funny
yeah. True. This is fiction.
Yeah.
This is a fictional song. But and then sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just saying it's like comedy to the point where even Earl comes back as a dancing zombie at the end, and he's celebrating his own death in the video. He's dancing with them at the jam stand.
What? I gotta see this video.
wonderful. I love how they're just like as nasty as this song and let's all end on a happy good note. It all worked out for everybody in the end.
It literally ends on them doing like one of those Toyota jumps. So they're so I'd say they celebrated.
I've definitely been at bars where this song came on and everybody was like, it's like Sweet Caroline, like
Yes.
everybody's
Oh,
singing. I mean, women mostly are just like, but yeah.
Women love to celebrate this stuff. It's like that, I forget her name, but I dug my keys into the
Carrie Underwood
Oh,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
women revenge songs like gets ladies Karens pumped.
Yeah.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
It makes me very nervous.
Yep.
No, I've never. Yeah, there's probably a couple of ladies out there who would like to poison my black-eyed peas. I don't like black-eyed peas.
There's still time. There's still time.
All right. Well, I think that's a good wrap up on Goodbye Earl. So do you guys, hold on, I'll say it this way. It is now time for guilty pleasures.
Ooh.
I'll ask you guys first. Do you guys have any guilty pleasure songs?
I'm trying to think of something that's guilty. I love the song. I know it's cheesy, but the song that's "Shut Up and Dance with Me."
Yeah.
That one, yeah. I don't know. The song just makes me happy. It just makes me want to dance. As somebody that, like, you know, went through high school and 20s listening to punk, I would, it's like kind of out of context for me. Like, I like that song about just shut up and dance. It's a happy song.
It's very toe tapping. I get it. What about you, Sally? Do you have any guilty pleasure songs?
I mean, I like a lot of bad songs. I don't necessarily feel guilty about them. I think the first thing that came to mind when you mentioned it was I love getting in my car and putting on the first like 3 or 4 tracks of the Beauty and the Beast soundtrack and just at the top of my lungs, like singing like "Little Town Full of Little People." It just makes me feel so happy. Oh man, that's probably my guilty
That's
pleasure.
a good one.
That's
Try it.
awesome.
It feels good.
Corbin and I, this should have been one of my guilty pleasures. Corbin and I actually, I'll just make it my guilty pleasure. On that same note, we can play the entire Moana soundtrack.
Oh man, we're all in one. I don't feel bad about that one. That's good music.
It's good. It's the guy who does Hamilton. I mean, give me a break. It's good music.
Right.
What about you, Ben?
The Scorpions' "Winds of Change."
Oh, that's a good one.
I used to work with a guy who would just like blast it like at the end of the night. He'd just like just turn it up to 10, and it would just upset me to no end. But then on the way home, like, take a look, like, oh.
Wait, can you sing it a little bit?
Yeah, what's the line?
Oh.
I just remember the winds of change. Yeah. Hold on, I want to pull it up.
It's crazy, super dramatic. We will pull it up. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Here we go.
I know. I was just gonna go along with it and be like, yeah, I know it. I know all music.
Very
Oh,
metal anthem-y.
Yeah.
okay, cool. I also, that reminded me that I also love Meatloaf, and I love like "I'll Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That."
Oh my
It's, like,
gosh.
so good.
I remember that video. It's so dramatic.
I know. I always just wanted to find a dude to sing. I was telling Sally, like, that's my favorite karaoke song. I always like need a guy to sing the Meatloaf song part so that I can sing the dramatic female part.
Nice. You can't find anybody to do it. Ben is on it.
Okay.
As soon as I figure out "Wings of Change."
Oh my God, yes! Okay.
So
The legends of the moment.
Exactly.
At the end of the night, and this guy would play it and be like, "What are you going through? Like, why does it have to be?"
I feel like that's a perfect end of the night song.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
sweep the floor of the bar to.
That's exactly what he was doing. Talk about it, man.
That's amazing.
I do have one dressed up like a douche from a listener, and it's our friend. You went to high school with her, Emily Walker. This song from Elton John, Benny and the Jets. She heard she's got electric boobs instead of she's got.
You got electric boobs and mohair shoes.
You got me.
It's mohair something.
Yeah. Do you guys have any misheard song lyrics?
Yeah, mine's actually also Elton John.
Really?
From Tiny Dancer. I thought it was instead of lay me down in sheets of linen, until way beyond, I'd heard the song a million times, I thought it was lay me darling, she's so blended, which I don't know what that means, but I sang it very loudly a lot. And I didn't find out that it was right because I was hiking with friends, and this is so long ago that only one of us had headphones. Oh, wow. And so we were like doing a sing along where somebody had that on their headphones. And so we were all singing it. So, but I sang that out loud and everybody was like, what did you just say? And I was like, lay me darling, she's so blended. Like, no.
Did you get embarrassed? I feel like I shouldn't, but I get really embarrassed in person when I get busted singing a wrong lyric. I feel like, oh God, am I a perfectionist? Where I just get like, oh my God, don't tell anybody.
I should know this.
Yeah. You get really arrogant about it. Like, I write my own. I make my own content.
Yeah.
I hear it. What about you, Jen?
One of my favorite ones, it wasn't me, but my one of my good friends, Corey. It's the funniest thing to me because I don't know how she thought that these were the lyrics. But do you know, it's the song is a famous 80s song, but it was in the movie Billy Madison, where I'll tumble for ya. I'll tumble for ya. She thought that the words were, don't call my lawyer. Don't call my lawyer. Like, how? How did you didn't get that? Like, for years, she thought it was, don't call my lawyer. I know. I just
can't figure out how she got there.
I know. It's amazing. She's a doctor, by the way. And then one that I got it wrong, and then my friend Kristen, she also got it wrong, but we realized that we were wrong in different ways. Was, you know, the 9 Inch Nails song "Terrible Lie"?
Oh, yeah. I have.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was "Turn Out the Light."
Yes.
And she thought it was "Turn Off the Light." I was like, "Turn out the light."
My
terrible lie.
My friend Kevin in junior high thought he was saying Caroline.
That's amazing.
So I have a story to tell. This came together so well. The whole reason this podcast exists is because of that misheard song lyric.
Really?
Danielle Caltabiano. You know the Caltabianos?
I think so, yeah.
She had put on her Instagram story. She took a picture of it on her Sirius FM, and she was like, to this day, she's like, I'm 40 years old, and I thought the lyrics was "Turn Off the Light." And
okay.
And I laughed at that really hard and told her about my friend Kevin. And then I was like, man, it would be funny, because I've always tried to think of a podcast idea to do a podcast about music where we talk about misheard song lyrics. That is the birth of this podcast.
That is so funny, and it makes me feel not as bad, because I guess everybody got that wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a weird thing to scream.
Terrible!
You liar!
He's a really upset dad with a really high light bill.
It's written by my father.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
My dad used to have a label gun. Did you guys ever have those?
Yes.
And under every light in our house, it said, "Turn off the light." No joke. Every single light. And on my gas cap, it said, "Fill me up."
Oh my God. Funny.
Sad.
Awesome.
I think Corbin's would be shut the door because our back door is constantly open, letting the dogs in and out. And I just get so sick of it, I leave it open. And Corbin's like, who's leaving that fucking door open? All right, you guys. I think that's a wrap.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Oh, hang on here
Thanks.
while I read some of this. I'm going to go ahead and just get it all out of the way. This song will come out next Monday, so I need to give the listeners their Thursday songs for voting, the Patreon voting. And we are going to go, I'll let you describe it.
It's a U2 triple feature, or you're voting on U2 songs. So we picked the 3 major categories of U2 songs: Bono trying to save the world, Bono trying to heal the world, and Bono trying to romance you. So we're voting on In the Name of Love, One, and With or Without You.
It's going to be tough.
Ooh. Jen, what are we going to vote for? Because we're Patreon.
With or without you.
Oh, I was going to vote for One. So I don't.
We'll just have to cancel out each other again.
We're going to rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, Pride is a good song. That's a big popular one. I mean, U2 couldn't not make a hit. So, I mean, this is going to be tough, I think.
Those are good.
We'll be discussing Bono's righteous anger, whether we like it or not.
All right, I'll just clean up a little bit of business. If you would like to join the Patreon, like Dumb Love Podcast has, thank you so much, ladies. Go to patreon.com/rockthecashbar. We only have one tier, and it's $5 a month. With that, you'll get some awesome swag, which I need to get you guys your swag.
Swag.
And you also get a chance to vote on our Thursday songs. I posted the link to our Spotify playlist, which has every song we cover, as well as the guilty pleasure songs on our website, which is rockthecashbarpodcast.com. We also have the podcast on Spotify now. Shut up, dogs. We have, we're working on Spotify now. There was like one button that I hadn't clicked to make it just go to Apple and Spotify. So we're on that now. Thank you for tuning in. New episodes every Monday and Thursday. If you have a misheard song lyric you'd like to read on the podcast, email us at rockthecashbarpodcast@gmail.com. Tweet us, Facebook message us, find us on all the things. Thanks, guys, and we will see you on Thursday. And thank you to Dumb Love Podcast, ladies.
Thanks for having us. This was
Thank
so
you.
fun.
This was so fun.
Please go listen
Thanks
to
for
Dumb
having us.
Love. It is incredible. It's one of the podcasts now during quarantine I don't get to listen to as many as I want because I'm with my kid all day.
Now my podcast listening has really gone down.
I make sure to listen to you guys. If it's the only one I listen to all week, it's you guys. So.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
man.
And we love
Thank
you guys so much.
Yeah,
We love
it's
this
such
podcast. Yeah.
I love misheard lyrics. So when I heard you were doing this, I thought it was amazing. So
Yay.
awesome.
Right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.